in-person programming, I'm going to be moving my stories and my crafts to in-person at the church. And I truly invite you to come and join the community again in person and meet each other and spend time together in that way. But I know that not everybody can come and join us in person. And so I am going to continue our mindful moments as these videos, so little short snippets each week that if you can't join us in person, hopefully you can create a little bit of a mindful moment together when it suits you and connect with God and each other in that way. So, hello my friends, welcome to this week's mindful moment together. The story that we're sharing this week is called Transfiguration Sunday. And it's basically the story of a moment that the disciples had with Jesus. So Jesus's friends had with Jesus, and suddenly they actually understood Jesus's deep connection to God. And in that understanding, their whole experience of Jesus suddenly changed. And in fact, there's lots of stories in the Bible where when people ground themselves in God's presence, they become changed. And it's an invitation for us to realize too, that when we ground ourselves in creation, in God's love, in the divine presence around us, when we feel that hug and support, we ourselves can experience a little part of change within us as well. So today's mindful moment is about experiencing truly what is around us and grounding ourselves in that present that is there. And maybe in seeing and experiencing truly what is around us, maybe we'll experience or see something a little differently than we normally do. So I'm going to invite you to hold up your hand, number 5. And this is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as we go through our fingers, we're going to focus our attention on different ways of experiencing what is around us. So let's start with number 5 and see if we can notice and experience 5 things that you can see around you. Can you name 5 of those things? And if you want it to be more challenging, see if you can name 5 things that are part of God's creation. When you've done those 5, we're going to go to 4. And 4 is going to be 4 things that you can hear right now. And again, maybe it's just 4 things that you hear around you, or 4 things that you hear that are part of God's creation. And when you've identified those 4 things you can hear, let's go to 3. 3 things that you can feel. Like I can feel this leaf on my arm. I can feel the ground underneath me. What are 3 things that you feel right now? And then we'll go to 2. And now it gets even more challenging. Let's think of, can you find 2 smells that you can smell right now? Breathe in deep. Sometimes we are so familiar with the smells around us, we stop paying attention. Let's take a moment. And what can you smell? And lastly, one thing that you can taste right now. Or maybe it's a sensation in your mouth. Something on your tongue. Again, sometimes our taste is so familiar to us that we stop paying attention. So can we pay attention to a taste that might be lingering in our mouth? I wonder how that was for you. Was it challenging to identify things that you are actually experiencing right now around you? Did you notice anything that maybe you hadn't been paying attention to before? I wonder if there were other times when you could sit and be still and take time to notice. And I wonder if we practice noticing more, if that might change just a little bit how we experience the world around us. Well, that is my invitation to you, my friends. Take time in the coming days. Sit and notice. And maybe you do it in different places. Maybe you take time outside with your hand and go through your fingers. Or maybe it's in your bedroom and you go through your fingers. Or maybe it's in the car. I wonder how these different places might be different. Find an unusual place to stop and notice and see what the world might actually be offering that sometimes we just pass right by. My friends, I offer you this blessing with the hopes that you can take the blessing with you in your hearts and offer it to others in your life. May there be love in your heart to give. May there be joy in your heart to share. And may there be courage in your heart to lift others up. See ya!